So with The Devil Wears Prada rolling into theaters right now, I figured it was the perfect time to discuss another Anne Hathaway film that is in theaters right now. It seems like all these actors and actresses are busting like Pedro Pascal moves where they're in just like a bunch of movies at once in theaters all of a sudden. And Anne Hathaway is no different, right? So she's in The Devil Wears Prada too, and then she was in this movie Mother Mary. Mother Mary was phenomenal. It totally swept the rug out from under me. I did not expect it to be so good. I saw a lot of things online about it saying that it was just like cheesy. It was another lesbian love story. The actress looks like a man, all this shit. But honestly, this movie was fantastic, right? And no offense to Michaela Cole, she is phenomenal in this film. Yeah, she has a bit of a masculine structure, but she was definitely the man in the relationship, it would seem. But she did such a phenomenal job, and her and Hathaway are definitely busting Pedro Pascal's moves where they're in multiple movies in this time, right? Like I said, I mean, you have Anne Hathaway in The Devil Wears Prada 2 in this, and then Michaela Cole, I had no idea, was the same chick in The Christophers playing with alongside Ian McKellen. So she is definitely playing with some great actors and working with some great directors and you know, people in the movie industry. But the film follows Mother Mary, right, played by Anne Hathaway, who is a musician in this movie, but she did win an Oscar for being in Les Miserables back in the day, right? So I already knew she could sing, so I was very curious to see how this movie would portray her singing. And all the songs that she sings in it are original. Like, it's pretty rad with music helped from Charlie XCX and FKA Twigs. I don't really know much of FKA Twigs music, but I am a fan of Charlie XCX, and her music in the movie does remind me a lot of like the bands Kalida or the Swedish artist Ianelli or Carolina Polachek. I mean, even like Grimes a bit, you know, so I totally dug the vibe and the indie drum and bass alternative vibe that this movie gave for its score, and it was just phenomenal. The soundtrack alone is so much fun because Anne Hathaway is singing on those tracks, right? And she is this artist that apparently had this whole accidental almost suicide attempt that wasn't a suicide attempt. It was just an accident on stage that people kind of blew out of proportion. And so now she is on her comeback tour and she's trying to reinvent herself. And in doing so, she kind of has a breakdown with her makeup and wardrobe crew, and she ends up going to her ex-lover, Sam, played by Michaela. She goes to her to make her dress. She wants her to make her comeback get up and stuff. And it turns out that they had this really complicated relationship you don't really know too much about. They ended up breaking up, and it turns out that Sam actually pretty much built up Mother Mary. Like, she created her designs and created her look and created her image, and now Mary wants to be herself. She doesn't want necessarily to be reimagined. She wants to be authentic. She wants to be herself. She wants to be what she wants, right? The whole film is them diving through their past and trying to come to this conclusion of what exactly Mary wants to be seen as now. And it is just so good. I mean, just the dialogue itself from Michaela is phenomenal. Like, she just knows how to speak. That woman knows how to speak. It's crazy. I was just floored. Like, just the beginning of the film, the way it starts out is just wild, right? And you know, when they show Mary going through her like cycle of going through these shows and being depressed and having to put on a face and a smile, and then it's slowly destroying her every show destroying her more and more. It's just so good. I mean, it's so relatable to people that are artists and that are forced to put on this happy smile, forced to put on this facade, that they're just indifferent to any heartache and any turmoil like in their life or in life in general. And it was just really beautiful. It was absolutely awesome. And then it turns into this ridiculous like ghost story where it turns out that Mary is like being possessed by this spirit of like regret, I guess you could say, neglect, I don't know. And then Sam had the same spirit, but it was a spirit of like animosity and like resentment towards Mary. The whole like main thing about their relationship ending so badly was that she was never given any credit for anything that she did for Mary, right? None of the designs or dresses or her look was never credited to Sam. So that's her whole reasoning for like not wanting to be a part of her life anymore and not really wanting to help her. Doesn't even listen to her music anymore. But in the end, she cares about her, but you know, at what cost? And it's just, again, it just was absolutely awesome. I mean, I feel like Anne Hathaway hasn't been in a lot of movies or shows lately, and she is definitely coming back with a bang in Mother Mary, having her like album, you know, an album soundtrack for the film that she's singing on be released, and then the film, and then coming back in The Devil Wears Prada 2. I mean, like, holy shit, she is definitely doing a phenomenal job. And then, like I said, Michaela Cole, she's fantastic. She is beautiful. You know, she might not have the best looks, I guess, considering, but still, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Whatever. So I think she did a phenomenal job, and I think she looks quite beautiful in this movie. Yeah, I would definitely suggest to see Mother Mary if you have a chance. It's not what everyone makes it out to be. It's definitely a very beautiful story of just regret and loss and longing in the music industry, I guess, per se, you know, in an industry in general. I definitely will probably watch Devil Wears Prada 2. I mean, I've seen the first one. It's been a while, so I'd probably have to rewatch it, but I'll probably watch it just for fun's sake and just cause, you know. Yeah, definitely check out Mother Mary if you have the time, because it is definitely worth it, or once it's streaming, because it'll probably be streaming sooner than later. But congratulations, Anne Hathaway, on coming back into the spotlight, because you're doing fantastic, and she still looks gorgeous. My gosh.